Greetings, my friends, subscribers, fellow sojourners through the universe. We are here today on December the 6th, 2022. Gives us the number 24. And 2 plus 4 is 6. That's the lovers. And I get to speak to my lover, my love, the beautiful, smart Yara. So we dedicate this energy blog to her today, just because I want to. So I will. It's my show and I'll do what I want. Well, not exactly what I want, because if I did exactly what I want, I would have had that video that I did yesterday on YouTube. But I don't think it would have flown. It would have been lights out. So let us go to the Schumann and see what the numbers bring us there. So that's kind of what I do here, is I look at the Schumann numbers. This is the amplitude. And it's saying 13 there. But we can see from the arrows that are pointing up there, or the triangles, if you want to just call them that, that we had two 13s. The first came in at 4:30. So that's a 7. A swift death came in at 4:30. And then death went out, I guess, at 8:45, which would be 17, the star. So hopefully there wasn't a death of a star. I mean, one of those, shiny things up in the sky. And then we went to a 9. So that sort of forms a gateway right there, right? Between the two pillars of death, or transformation, or transition. Transition would work with the gateways. We would transition from one side of the doorway to the other. And there we go. So that's kind of what death is, really. It's a transition from one state of being to another state of being. So not anything to get too terribly excited about. Either way, when we see somebody leave this plane of existence, know that their soul still goes on. Oh, and we all have a spark of God, or a soul, or we're not animate. We are not. We have to animate these avatars, or we're not alive. Pretty simple, folks. If you're alive, you're alive. So this 9 came in at 4 p.m. All these are UTC times, by the way. So 9 is the hermit. That's going within. That's retreating up the mountain of enlightenment, the white mountain of enlightenment. I don't know why it's white, but I guess that's because it reflects all colors. Whereas black absorbs all colors. And I digress. So the emperor is bringing us the hermit. No, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like a lockdown. Well, it's a retreat up the White Mountain, and we go within. He's got a cave up there, I guess. Goes within the cave, contemplates his navel for a long ass time, finds some inner wisdom, goes, eureka, and comes out and shines his light for all to see. So that's the story of the Hierophant. It's the stage we get to just before we're about halfway. So the dark night of the soul. which would be that 13 card, right? Oh, that's a little bit past the end there. Okay, now looking at these numbers, we get all the numbers there, the amplitude, the quality, and the frequency. The amplitude, of course, is at 13. That was a double, a gateway of death and rebirth. Transformation and transition. Then we go to the power of the quality, which is 7. 7 is the chariot, that's swift change. We're moving and we're taking in charge and going in a new direction. Usually, I mean, it's taking charge of your chariot instead of just letting it go wherever the two whatever that are pulling it, would pull it. They might not pull it anywhere because they might be going in opposite directions, and then you just have a real problem. 7.93 for the high, 7.93 hertz for the high and the frequency, and 7.52 hertz for the low. This gives us 1545. We divide that by 2, we get 7.72, which is 16, the tower. So death swiftly leads us to the tower moment, or we are transforming swiftly into the tower. Man, I don't think that sounds good. Okay, and now let's go to our space weather. The space cadets are come to the space weather to see what the sun is doing. So we've got this massive coronal hole. According to Ben, I think that should be coming through soon today. I think he says that here. Here we'll play a little bit of him, and of course that's all you can play a little bit. He's really quick. He goes through this stuff a lot quicker than I do, I guess. Doesn't take him as long because he probably sees better than I do.
Discuss space weather to watch
there we are.
The coming day or two. We're going to hit
coming right in front of that coronal hole
today, but we are starting with our star, where several surface motions
right there
can be seen around the bright active regions, and the coronal.
We're right in the coronal hole right now.
Not really erupting.
So, and we've got that. I don't know whether that's a new CME or that's the same one, but it doesn't look quite as strong. So I'm only going to say that's a class C, and if I said that yesterday, then maybe it is the same thing. Though it shouldn't be. It should have moved on. It's endlessly spiraling around and around. Alrighty, we've got it looks like maybe a 5-angle flip, though it's not all the way to the bottom. 1 and 2, that one might have been yesterday. So only 1 today, so only 1 little flare off of some facing sunspot. So now that can flare and send out X-rays, even though it doesn't send out any protons or mass. And so might have had a little X-ray activity, a high X-ray activity right there, just with that 5-angle flip. The density is coming down. It's actually below the 10. So we're going into the 8 proton level there. And the wind speed, solar wind speed, is somewhere in between 350 and 400 kilometers per second. So really trucking. The temperature dipping low, but holding mostly in the upper 2/3 of this chart. I say thirds because it seems to be divided into thirds. So I guess it's a little bit below. No, wait a minute. That's the top. So it's not that far down. Anyway, it's hot. because it's just a little bit less than 500,000 Kelvin, which is way hot, let me tell you. Get on the Kelvin scale and we go from the hottest to the coldest. All right, so we started the day here on the K index. This is what this green chart indicates. This is the K index of geomagnetic activity. So we started out just a few percentage points over zero. We went up to 1. Or actually, yeah, we went almost to 1.5. And then we come to less than 1, back to about 1.5, less than 1. Let's hit refresh and see if we got any more data coming in. And yeah, we hit a 0. So we're turning 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 15, 18, so that would be 4. And then that goes to, or 3, and then goes to, so that would be, so that's 3 to 6, and then 6 to 9. So we were at a 0 from 6 to 9 UTC. That's what I would say. So 24 in the Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle book is connection and attunement. And it calls for me to listen to Metatron's words. So let us try to do that. Let's take a deep breath and release it. And another deep breath and then release it completely. Purging your lungs. Another deep breath and we'll yes, indeed. Welcome, Metatron. Thank you. We are pleased to be here on this day. The message we have for you is to come into the heart of love. Love is the number of this day. It resonates with love. And you are indeed in a love year. These are frequencies. These are just thoughts, right? But we here in the heavens, if you will, or in the higher dimensions as we are, see that indeed you are in a transition time, a time of judgment in a sense, where you see the negative contrast out there coming in many ways and shapes and forms. It is important to remain calm, and we see that the geomagnetic activity is calm today, so that is good. It is a time of connection indeed, bringing things together in the form of community, in the form of sisterhood and brotherhood. Know that when you gather together in the name of the Lord, that you are indeed powerful beings of creation. And this is what is asked of you in these times of transformation and transition. You need to be strong. When your loved ones pass over the rainbow bridge, over into heaven, they are being transformed and transitioned into a better world. I know it would be hard for me to say that do not mourn them if they go to a better world, but indeed that is what I am saying. Death, rebirth, these are but transitions from one state of beingness to another. You have done it many times before and will do it possibly many times after. Though you are coming to an end of an aeon, the end of the age of Pisces and the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Though you will not be able to measure it for many years, 72 to be exact, before you even recognize that you've gone 1 degree into Aquarius, even though you've been in Aquarius for 72 years. You see the quandary there? These astronomical distances don't really give you a accurate 1 degree. So you are in the age of Aquarius, and you will recognize it maybe in 100 years or so. We want you to know that we send love and healing to you all on the planet Terra, and that we are very hopeful that you will make this transition into fourth density, at least fourth dimensional thinking. Though we would really love it if you would think a little bit higher, vibrate a little bit higher, and be able to listen to our words as this one is doing now. Or is actually just being a very clear channel and letting us come through with our words as we will, with the caveat that we don't burn his channel, whatever that might mean. There are certain truths that we cannot speak of. I hear that. And we are aware of your community standards, sort of. There are things that we can definitely not talk about, and we find that very sad. Something that you need to transform and transition, for sure. With this, we leave you and say, be strong, be brave, talk to your friends and neighbors about the glorious coming of a new age. Be the change that you want to see, not what they want to see. For they may not have your best interest in heart when they want to stop you from speaking the truth. And with that, we leave you. Okay, so there's Metatron's words, the best I could bring them through, and I hope they aid you in some way. I was kind of cautioning him, giving him an image of all the no subjects that there are, and there are a bunch. I finally found their community standards, and there ain't much I can talk about here. So anyway, I can talk about the Schumann. Got to be real careful with talking about healing of any kind. And then the thing you do with balance, can't talk about that. Yeah, man, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Alrighty, we will leave you here with this. And I hope this energy blog served you well. And if it has, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends and family on your social media so that the word gets spread out more. And yeah, that people like Metatron will come through and bring us messages.